line. Check the radio, pit crew is far from slow. The lights no longer yellow. Ready, steady, go. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. 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 In love with the ride. Burning rubber smells real nice. Fuel it up once or twice. Come on, fast is the way to drive. Crowds all on their feet. Not one bothered by the heat. Imagine them in the driver's seat. Checkered flag would be sweet. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. 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 Everybody get ready. On your feet. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Crank it up. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. 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 Crank it up. Finger to the sky and a green light shining bright. The only thing I have in mind is the finish line. Check the radio, pit crew is far from slow. The lights no longer yellow. Ready, steady, go. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. 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 In love with the ride. Burning rubber smells real nice. Fuel it up once or twice. Come on, fast is the way to drive. Crowds all on their feet. Not one bothered by the heat. Imagine them in the driver's seat. Checkered flag would be sweet. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. 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 Everybody get ready. On your feet. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Crank it up.
You know, race fans, when I signed up for this job, I didn't exactly think I would be calling the fastest and the craziest races around, but then again, I didn't expect this job to last as long as it did. But, well, hello everyone, and welcome back here to BTM Racing TV, where we're now live here tonight in the bright skies of Alabama. This is Talladega, and this is Pushing Limits Racing League's biggest hurrah at Talladega. The Dallaras DW12s are now live here on the show. I got everyone. I'm Christian the Crusader driver. Welcome back to the show as always. We'll take a look at our track tech talk here for the evening before we get into our drivers lineup here. This is the Pushing Limits Racing League of Track Tech Talk for the evening here at Talladega Superspeedway. What a track this is. Very unique in shape, D-shaped formation. It's got a 2.65 mile length and vast bankings on those turns. This is a track that commands respect, and tonight these drivers are going to have to find a way to get some of that respect with the fastest cars around with the legacy-wise, because they're about to hammer it down with these things. But let's take a look at our starting lineup here tonight. Jeffrey odds ups to 72. We'll start him on the gun to his outside. Robert, the rattlesnake, on the 21. Car number 2 is going to be Cindy, the closer, Taylor, and that 07 to her outside. It's going to be Tom Lanier, the 22. Row 3, we see Matthew Offord, the 28 is outside. The 5, Chantel, the throttle bottle. Row number 4, it's going to be Brandon Pike, and the number 12 to his outside. Warren Young, the number 1. Row 5 sees Wally Babb, the 099 to his outside. Nick Kern, the 69. Row number 6 sees Jerome Keeney, the 61 to his outside. That'll be Dustin Sornaker in the the 66 there. And then your final stars will be Jeffrey Oaks in the 20 is outside. Stanley Bottle, the 48. Alright. Well, are we really going to do this? Alright, I want to know whose bright idea was it. First off, we had these things at Daytona last time. Don't get me wrong, that was fun to watch, but you do realize this is not Daytona. This is Talladega. These guys and gals might find a way to go 4 or 5 wide with these things by the time this one's over with. And I would be darned if they can get about 5 or 6 laps in without something major happening on these cars. These things are beasts, and they are draft kings and just absolutely designed to test your wits and to test your skills in the worst kind of ways. I have no idea how they're going to be able to handle this. They must do 40 laps around Talladega with these cars. But, you know what? I was pretty surprised at Daytona when they had a race there. So, who knows? Maybe they might just break my boundaries and shut me up again. I don't know. Give you guys a little bit of perspective here. You see some of the drivers in different schemes, different looks here. See a few of them out there. Tom Lanier actually moving up to the front here. Robert Kahn getting sent to the outhouse. They're saying, no, sir, you must go to the White. You must have to work your way from the outhouse to the White House tonight. Chantel, throttle bottle having to do much of the same. She'll have to work back there. And Jerome Keeney will still stay where he is at. He's going to be in the EOL position as well. So that's how our field will work them in. This is how the drivers will work them down. See some unique designs in these cars here tonight. Some pretty sweet looking rides. But now the designs might be put to their test and might be put to their fullest potential. Because when we drop that green flag this time by, hang on. I think we might be in for a ride here, folks. Get up Crawford saying, gonna see some cars go to the moon tonight. Oh no, I don't even want to think about it. Here we go. Right down on that turn 4, pace car comes off. I think he's just waving at him saying, see you later. It's like the roller coaster. You know what's coming next, but you're just preparing yourself for it. Well, if you wanted a thrill ride, you wanted to see some roller coaster action, I think you're just about to see it. They're lining themselves up, getting ready to position them down, ready to fire them off. Gotta get that start just right. There's the start. Green flag flies. We're out and about. We're underway. And already they had to go 3 wide off the salute. Odds us trying not to get ahead there of Tom Lanier out of the gate. Tom Lanier not getting out of the gate ahead of Todd Tufts. Hurts his momentum a little bit right out of the gate as Warren Young takes the early advantage. The Budweiser number 1 with the advantage out of the start. He has the lead. Moving his way through the field, though. Here comes that 69. Nick Kern trying to put a little skull into the coal. He is moving this way down to the bottom in the middle section, trying to make a charge off. Okay, so I have to eat my words. We got through 1 lap now. Can we get through 2 laps? Okay. And no, I did not make a bet with the producers. It's not about 5 laps in and all that. No, I kept my mouth shut on that one. I learned my lesson, so. Everyone nice and under control, nothing too serious or too major. They know they've got to be careful about how they run this place down, how they run each other in. Drafting is going to be a big factor here, but it's also going to be a very scary factor. As you can see from our onboard camera, just look at the rev limiter there on Wally Babb 099. That thing is just pounding away, just trying to hang his line in. He knows he's going to have to try to keep it under control, keep that one down, set into the tens, into the turns here. As they run them off now, down around out of turn 4 to the front straightaway here, just pacing its way through. This is literally flying by, man. The driver speeds right now are just pumping out a consistency of 232, 240 miles per hour. That is how fast these things are flying by Talladega. You want to talk about rev limiters and all that stuff? Forget that. We have no rev limiters on these things. These things are just going wherever they feel like and how fast they feel like, and that's how it works with these cars. I love them at the same time, though I absolutely hate it because it scares the daylights out of me every time I see these things come out on a track. They can definitely put on a little bit of a show or two, but that doesn't make them any less scary as we take it to our gyro cam here on Todd Tufts. So close to disaster, one wrong move, and the next thing you know, you're going for a complete 180 and a ride and a half here. Linking him off down a little bit on the front, back straight away. Whoa, almost got a little bit in trouble there. Looked like that might have been Dustin Sornaker, the 66 machine, having to back off there and managing to get out of that trouble zone. But there's a 3-wide salute hammering down now. Nick Kern on the outside trying to get out of that. Todd Tufts trying to avoid it as well. He manages to get ahead of Kern just a slight bit. And Kern going back up high. Does he not realize we're at Talladega? You're in a Dallaras car. Don't do it. Oh, he's going for it. He's going for broke. He's go heck with that. I don't care what we're on. I'm going to run my tail end off no matter what, dude. Well, if you're going to do that, I would have done it when you had some fenders, not these things, where basically that wheel can just pop right off when you feels like it. On the onboard camera yet again, Tom Lanier now trying to get back up to Warren Young after a little abysmal start for him. He is starting to fight back away here. Warren Young trying to hang on, trying to keep him away from taking over that position. It's a strong showing from these drivers earlier on here, but again, with the yellow flag now coming out, we got some problems down there, looks like. Robert Kahn, all sorts of trouble situation. Oh boy. Him and Jerome Keeney, whoa! And Jerome Keeney upside down, flipping, cartwheeling around. I don't even think he realized where he's at. Contract flipping back over. What happened? That's going to be our question. Let's go take a look at the PTM instant replay. Well, we know the driver's at a start in the back here, but what the heck happened here, man? That was kind of crazy to say the least. Well, here comes Keeney. He gets a jump start around on the inside pass there around Chantel. Chantel kind of struggling with the car earlier on, maybe just trying to get it settled down a bit. Comes right out down that back straightaway. Keeney is in the wall protection. He tries to get off of that. Charges it right down. Looks like he's trying to recenter it off, get it centered back in. Oh! And Chantel and Robert Kahn look like they might have got into it there. Let's see here. Take another look at this one. So it's going to come around out of turn 3. Chantel driving it quickly and hard, but gets kind of caught up on the bottom end. And you can see Kahn there, not unfortunately able to get out of that one. Tough break there for Robert Kahn. Oh, man. And that's where Jerome Keeney started doing backflips and cartwheels around here. Oh, jeez. That's a scary sight to be had here. You would have thought it was some kind of demolition derby out there. Thankfully, these car parts don't break off too easily. They're not the new school cars that they have out there. They definitely are going to hold up a little bit better, I would hope. So, however, that is our first caution of the night here. But hey, I'll give them credit where credit's due. At least they got about 5 laps in before we had the caution have to come out. So I'll give them that. I probably couldn't even do 2 laps around this place without these things just getting me into trouble. Well, we got a packed crowd in here tonight. Great to have you all on board. Great to hear from you and good to see you as well. Hope you guys are enjoying the show so far right now. We've had quite a bit of a run early on from the madness that has happened here. But, I mean, right now I can say that we're going to be in for quite the shootout. I feel as though when we get to the next leg of the race here. Lee Puttister-Pyle coming on in tonight saying, good job, Chantel. I don't know if that's a good job or for taking them out or accidentally, but or that was just basically like good job when you're driving. But I don't think Chantel would agree that she wanted to do that. You see Jeffrey Oaks there right behind Todd Tufts there. The number 20 Nationwide machine pulling off a little bit of a strong run last time out in the Daytona race, at least for these things. He's hoping to try to rebuild his strength up and rebuild the car up from the ground and got it figured out for this one, he said. He took a lot of work and a lot of practice, but he says he thinks he might have a shot here tonight. We'll see. As they will pace their way around the field here. It was a pretty good race earlier on up front. You saw the little corners off and the 3 wide salutes and back-to-back side drafts. Now they got to refire them and reset them off here and hopefully get this one figured down a little bit. Stanley Bottle in the 48 machine right now currently up in the 6th position. That's an interesting place for him to be. He actually started dead last. He's your hard charger of the night so far. Up there with Dustin Sloanaker. Actually, I have to correct myself. Sloanaker has the hard charge. He's got it up 9 spots over the 8 of Kern and Stanley. So that will help both drivers out in their ends here. And if you guys also are liking what you see right now on the show and like to help support us and get this show even better than ever, well, I can give you a little option there. We got our little store down there here in the comments section. We posted there. If you guys want to check that out, make sure you catch all the latest info online. We greatly appreciate it and would love to hear from you. Show off that merch. Show off everything you got to us. We love seeing it come on around, and we love seeing you guys showing it off. So we're getting ready to get this set back into field position, though. A lot of racing to be had here. A lot of time left for these drivers to go at it. That is for sure here. So next time by, we will get those pace lights off that car, and we are going to go back to green flag racing on the greening order. You see the drivers getting ready to grit up and get settled in. Wally Bab, that 099, is going to have his hands full here with Stanley Pottle. I'll tell you one thing, Stanley has been increasing his runs and his momentum as of late. Lee has kind of brought that to our attention before, and yes, he definitely has, but there's one name I think that strikes fear into all of them right now. That is the one woman that has been completely dominant in her performance and her racing ability, and that is Cindy the Closer Taylor in the 07. Last time she was in the season running, she was absolutely tearing it up, taking a whipping and a beating to these guys and gals out here. Now driving the NASA 07 here tonight in that Legacy Dallara. Will she be able to achieve more success and more wins? Right now, not exactly the strongest start for her. She's actually kind of falling behind the waist here a bit when it comes to the clicking order. But the same can be said here for Chantel Bottle or Jeffrey Oaks here, both drivers. Well, actually, Jeffrey Oaks not on the call right now. Actually, he has left the building. Something gone wrong here for Jeffrey Oaks. I was just about to say, Oaksy has been, as of late, really impressing me and getting better on the track here. You saw his battles there in the Xfinity Series last time out. He was certainly putting up a number, putting on a show, and now he's just kind of falling out of the brigade a little bit. Now he's going to try to have to get that figured back up more. Get a good look at this track here as you see Jerome Keeney kind of popping up around out of turn 3 and 4 there. This track, man, is just an absolute beast and a half. Again, 2.65 miles in length. This is longer than Daytona. It is wider than Daytona. And it is insanely crazy what they have to do to try to hold their way out here. Junior Chapman tonight saying Lanyard for the win. Eric G. Gann coming on in saying these cars have hardly any grip. Yeah, Tega, why I sat out. Well, I mean, if you look at it that way, maybe. But, I mean, I look at it this way. It's honestly built and made for have a little fun out there and have a little bit of craziness. So, these things may not be built for this place, but sure is fun to watch. If you get it done just right, definitely can pull off some good battles here. And Bobby Conn giving us the end race report right now. Cars are dumb fast, LMAO. Well, thank you for the end race report there, Con. Although right about now, shouldn't you be focusing on holding the wheel in, not trying to text and drive, especially when you're driving a Dallara, for crying out loud? I never know with that cat anymore. All right, race fans, we're getting ready to get back to the action here. It's Tusto. We have a little bit of problem down there with the 72. Had to come to a sudden halt. Can't fire back up though. The pace lights are off on the car though, so we will be going back to racing here. Alright, racing.com. Ford Mustang gonna lead the way and bring our drivers back up to the front. We'll lead them off into the run here. On the start, Tom Lanier and the 22 machine will have his way and have his game plans put into strategy zone. But he'll have Nick Kern looking to try to take him down, trying to keep that away from his victory spot here. Lanyard's still looking for that first career win here on Pushing Limits Racing League and on PTM Racing TV. Dustin Sonaker looking to recapture some glory he's had as of late. He has got one asphalt win in that back at Michigan International Speedway in the Truck Series for Pedal to Metal last season in their case. But it hasn't really been as strong as I think he would like to be here in the Pushing Limits Series. Will that change here tonight? We will see. Brandon Pike, the number 12 Pennzoil machine. He is a bad, fast man on any kind of track and definitely can run this place into the ground. Will he do the same here? That is the main question here. So we'll line him off out of turn 4 this time by race fans. We're getting ready to get back to the action, get to the stuff here. Bobby Con and Tusk just crashed under caution. Okay, Bobby Con, you can put the phone down, get back to the racing, man. You don't have to keep texting and driving, dude. Alright, folks, here we go. Cross the front straightaway, line them up into position, get this one fielded in. You see those green lights popping up on pit road. That means one thing. We're ready to go back to the action and back to the racing. On the start on the front straightaway, lead them off. Green flag flies. We're back underway. So we're 1/4 of the way through this one so far. And out of the gate, it's been pretty much nothing but chaoticness and mayhem. Where you go? This time, though, it looks like it's pretty clean out of the start. Some 3 wide slits in between. Brandon Pike looking to go a little nuts and go full bore action. Pennzoil's number 12 straight to the race lead. But now into the middle skirt, there comes Wally Bath, the 099, looking for a little charge there around out of turn 4, looking for a little giddy up position off of Nick Earn. Kern up on the high side, Sonaker dropped down to the bottom this time. He's going to try to hang with the teams. Hang with that group here and try to give himself a little bit of a shot at taking over position. You can see Bab, though, just kind of looking for any kind of runoff or any little area he can find. The grip right now, very inconsistent, very carefully. They have to watch it down there. They have to be very aware that at any time they can just make one small mistake. And the next thing you know, well, they'll be wishing they found a way to get out of that. Sonaker straight to the bottom. He's going to stay down there. He's going to not bring it back up yet. He knows he can't get it up too quickly. He stays down the bottom, brings it back onto the front straightaway this time by good racing on him. And a good maneuver there, but I wouldn't say the same for Nick Earn. And Stanley Bottle. Stanley getting a little love tap there, and he manages to hold the car on line. How about that? I thought he was going for a ride there, to be honest with you. Oh, I think he is. He gets straight into the wall. He is stuck in there. Warren Young gives him a love tap, and there's no getting out of that one. Oh, my goodness. Warren Young with a slightest tap just got him right into the wall protection. He had nowhere to go and just completely, the moment derailed and his power derailed under that thing. As they're going 3 wide, sliding down here onto the front straightaway. To the chopper cam we go here. Get that drone cam working, my boys. We're going up to the top zone. You can see Warren Young desperately trying to find some way around some of these guys, trying to make some maneuvers where he can. Tom Lanier looking to try to pace his way through the field, trying to hang in there. Here we go, pushing it off. Nick Kern extremely aggressive there on the outside with a hard throttle, hard punch, momentum boost. He wants some ground and clearance. Robert Kahn falls in behind. Warren Young kind of give him a little bit of a tap there as between. Oh, but that's the run you run around here and you did that. Brandon Pike there on the turn 4 gets completely sent into the air. Drivers getting into a collision course for disaster. That's why you don't do 3 wides around here, my friends. Not with these things, you don't. Good Lord almighty. Oh, my Lord. That was a hard wreck there. Take a look at this one. We'll take a look over a couple angles here. Watch right here. You see, it looks like that might have... Yeah, that was definitely Brandon Pike. Lanier actually up on the wall protection. I'm surprised that car actually held in and did not crash. See him coming to a stop there. He happens right by Robert Kahn, it looks like. Take a look and see if we can figure out who is the perpetrator of that. See if we can get a good look here from our chopper cam here. I'm going to put this thing to good use tonight, I feel like. Watch Kahn there. He's up on the outside berm. You can can see right there, Lanyard right in it, and a little tap there. Looks like that might have been Wally Bab. Might have been the 099 of Wally Bab there trying to hold his line in, and unfortunately just kind of got tagged in with him. We'll take a look at it from one more angle here. Yeah, if you're wondering what it looks like and feels like inside those things, here you go. Hard to tell from that angle, actually. I think it might have been Lanyard actually just getting in with Pike there, and unfortunately both drivers just not able to hold that line down and keep it in. So I gotta believe that was where the trouble started, where that came from, unfortunately. Well, now we're ringing out the next caution of the day here, second caution, as we're about to approach the halfway point. Jeffrey Todd Tufts and Jerome Keeney are going to have their way here and have a little bit of a go-around, and Robert Kahn getting out there back in third, despite the fact he pretty much just got that thing totaled in. He's only got a few repairs left, though, in that thing. He's got to be careful about that. Don't worry, folks. Yeah, we noticed that we had a little bit of a technical difficulty there. Don't worry, we're still live. I think the speeds were so fast around here, they forgot that, you know, there is a thing called gravity around here, and apparently our internet here forgot that. It was either that or one of the guys out there that just jumped off the guardrail ended up taking one of our catch fences and then took one of our cables with them. I can never tell anymore. So Todd Tufts, Jerome Keeney, Matthew Hofford, and Chantel Pottle will be our top four. Warren Young going to be up in the top 5. 6 right now, Cindy the Closer Taylor. Justin Solnaker and Robert Kahn will lead in the rest of the backfield here. Now, I'll tell you one thing. If I'm Dustin Solnaker right now, my first thought is just how do I handle the overwhelming pressure and nerves that comes with trying to deal with these drivers and comes to dealing with this track. Because, I mean, he has had some success here in that Daytona race when we watched him last time out when they were here. And he definitely was holding his own, holding his line in around here. But, you know, this is kind of a different story here for him. Now he's trying to go up against a fast-paced, kind of crazy line track. The speeds carrying through so high and so rigid. They really have to watch how they handle themselves and their own nerves. So right now, race fans, you're probably wondering at home, okay, we've seen the speeds, we've seen the runs here, but how do you handle these things? Well, again, when you're driving at the top speeds here tonight that they've been hitting, which is about 240, 260 miles per hour, the biggest thing you're going to watch these drivers really trying to watch out for and try to maneuver around is the steering in these cars. Now, I'll take a look. We're going to take a look on the onboard camera here with Matthew Hofford. Take a look at that steering wheel right there. You see it? Not the usual round, circular, kind of Porsche style wheel you see on other stars or the rallycross cars or anything like that. This is a whole different kind of setup. This wheel is designed to allow small movements, small maneuverabilities, and to really work the turns and the corners off in a different kind of manner, different kind of fashion here. So it all depends on those micromanagings of the turns and the corners and the runs you get with them to help try to bolster the run and try to keep yourself out of trouble. And that's really what these drivers are going up against. They're trying to make sure they work off of that and work off the speeds they can carry with it. And so far, I must say, they are working it to their fullest advantages. So here we go, race fans. We're going to get this one fired back away, get these drivers re-racked, restacked, and all that, and see ourselves some more action-packed adventure racing here. It's been a crazy one to say the least for some of these drivers. It's been a little bit more hectic for others. And right now, the field packed in way in the back there. Good to know Stanley Pottle is back out, so he was able to get her out of the wall there. But how will he handle when he's got the pressure there? The driver's knowing what's up front here. Todd Tuss can definitely get a run going here, but I'm a little bit nervous here with Keeney. Keeney definitely a good guy, but yeah, I will on live. This could get interesting. Come on, Keeney, you can get a good run off this, buddy. Get across for saying this is wild. I wonder what the speeds they're hitting. I just said they're hitting 240s, 260s there, Kenneth. That's not 240 kilometers or 260 kilometers per hour. That's miles per hour, by the way, for those at home that do not keep track around here. All right, here we go. On to the restart we go. Back him on in, and Keeney, well, gets a pretty good start. But he doesn't quite hold on to that position as he leads him off. Oh, no. Watch out, guys. Woo! Oh, unfortunately, though, Brandon Pike did not escape disaster there. Not sure if the rear end got not sure the front end got damaged in there when he got off that, but Chantel Throttle Bottle certainly made an advantage of it. Takes over the race lead. But now Todd Tuff's there on the outside looking for a little bit of a get around, a little bit of a boost. As they lean him in across the turn to turn 4. We're now approaching the halfway point. 23 laps left to go here. And now Warren Young back right in, and he is just a maniac out there. He full throttle assaults it up to the front. The run coming in his advantage. Pike upside down. He crashes it out of turn 4, though. No other drivers involved, just Pike upside down. Unfortunately, more problems for him tonight. I'm not sure where Warren Young found that full throttle assault train, much less where he found the speed to do what he did there, but, well, he certainly made it work, didn't he? Yeah, more camera here. This is just madness right here, my friends. Oh, that was really madness. Halford's upside down. That's a caution right there, but oh my. Well, we weren't lying when we said someone might get sent to the upper room by the time this one's over with. Ouch. That did not have to feel good. Let's just find out what happened here, folks. That got a little crazy there coming to the wire, I'm not going to lie, but I'm not sure where that came from or where that started at. All I know is it came in turn 3 and 4. That's all I can figure out. We have our eye right now on Hofford there. You see Wally Babb in the 099 pulling up some serious runs here. Kind of dips in. Oh, Hofford gets a piece of Cindy the Coulter Taylor, and you saw what it looked like Edgar when he flipped. That's what it looks like outside. Ouch. Ouch, ouch, and ouch. That did not have to feel good at all, that's for sure. We'll take a look on the onboard camera here with Cindy Coulter Taylor. Give you guys a little perspective of what she saw when it happened. Watch them run down that back straightaway. You can see Wally Babb there trying to make a charge off. Cindy, realizing Hoffer kind of drove up a little bit, and she actually does take a little bit of a flip. She's trying to keep it under control, trying to stay calm, cool, and collective. Okay, you can flip me back over anytime now, car. Doesn't quite get her wish, though. She's going to have to remain upside down for that one. Good Lord, I can only imagine what it probably must be like if you're driving a direct drive right about now. I know what those belt drives feel like, and then I know what the gear drives feel like when you crash and all that, but now I don't even want to think what it feels like with the forces and the newtons pushed on those direct drives when you get thrown around. But Warren Young will be a race leader here. The Budweiser #1 taking full advantage of this one. He's off to a hot start and pretty much solid pacing here for him and his team. One thing I have noticed, though, is he really has been gunning it quick and gunning it fast whenever he can, trying to make a charge off there. And it certainly has been doing just that and then some, but again, well, how long does it take before one of those moves ends up costing him or makes him a bit of a mistake here? Because again, he's running it quick and he's running it well, but there is that overwhelming feeling of maybe we got to be a little bit more patient here. But, yeah, again, that's kind of how it works around here, and that is how it's been playing out. So, who knows? But so far, he is your race leader and looking to try to keep that lead away. Robert the Rattlesnake Khan will now move up into position, and what a night he had last time out, winning back in the winning it back over. I believe it's down there at Iowa Speedway here, taking a victory in the Xfinity Series for Pedal to the Metal. And he said tonight, you're coming into this race, he said, I just want to try to work off that and hope for the best that I don't crash and burn and eat quickly. Well, I mean, that's easier said than done around here, but I mean, right now, I would say he's doing a pretty okay job of that. Except for the little 3-wide slot he had there, and then ended up getting tagged into that wreck. But remember, these drivers do not have all the pit stops and repairs that they can get. They have to work off a select amount, so they know they got to be careful here. So we'll lead them back in, try to refire and re-rack, restack, and all that them up. Hopefully now we've got the old butterflies out of our, got the old bugs out of our guts and our butterflies out of the tummy, and we get this one figured out. Because we still have a race to finish out here, my friends. Halfway through this one now as we're coming across the stripes. So far, definitely Wally Babb putting on a little bit of a show for him and his family and his friends. And Warren Young obviously doing what he's been doing. And even Dustin Sornaker now up in that second place spot. That's a little bit of a chance here, a little bit of a shot at really taking a chance here if he chooses to do so. It'll be interesting to see if he goes that route and goes that game plan. It's definitely one thing to go into the well here, but it's another to get kind of crazy here. So the pace lights will remain on the car here tonight as the field will work their way back into the positions. And again, if you guys are new to the show here and have never joined us, first off, thank you so much for tuning in, and hope you guys are liking the show so much so far. We will we would like it if you by chance could like and share and subscribe here up on Facebook and YouTube, and make sure you get all the action, all the information your way when time comes. We always love to see you guys fly on by and have a little show here. Hope you guys will catch more of that as we go along, but still a lot of racing to be had here as we'll go one more time around, then we'll send her off into the valves of the race. This will be definitely one of those crazy moments where you have to figure out who's going to outpace the other and who's going to outdo the other here. Junior Chap is saying Tommy Lanier will win this one still. So yeah, right now Tom is currently in the back here. He's going to have about a 6th place spot he's going to have to run off of. He can definitely do it and get a good charge off it like we saw Warren do earlier, but he's going to have some tough hombres there to try to make him around if you ask me. You see the pace light's going to pop off this next time by. And then it'll be back to the green flag, back to the action, back to the madness. And we'll see if we can keep this one going. Well, I'll let you guys also decide in the chat here as well. What do you guys think? Who do we have here tonight that you want to see win this one? Who do you think will be your race winner here tonight? Do you think it's one of the guys up front or one of the gals as well? Remember, you can't forget Chantel's in there. And we know Cynthia Coulter-Taylor as one shot can always come back from disaster as quickly as she got into it. Tom Lander seems to be getting quite a few votes here tonight, but we know Nick Kern's got a few for supporters down there. There's a good host of drivers here that would love to hear your fans, hear your votes. Let them hear them in the chat. Who do you want to see win this one? Who do you think's going to win it all? Here in the Pushing Limits Racing League, Dallaras DW12 race. This is one of their many races in different series, different tracks, different areas. It's all about how you handle the nerves and how you handle the different types of terrains and cars. And they are certainly doing that and then some here tonight. We will lead them off back down around and get this crazy train going and get some more racing in, my friends. Here we go. They'll lead them off around now, coming out of turn 4. Well, we know Kenneth Crawford's going over the rattlesnake and team Feel the Burn. Kern himself. The poster saying these cars are cool. We're on Budweiser. Good thing we the gravity. Hoping it's Chantel. Chantel it is. Well, we'll go with that. Onto the green flag. Back on out. And speaking of Chantel, well, she certainly didn't hold back on that start. She literally just rockets at the number 5 around with Dustin Slonecker in the 66 right in front of her. But on the outside line, she's got a clear-cut opening, looking to make the move. Coming on down the back straightaway, hard charge coming around. Chantel with the race lead. The Dirty Motor Media, number 5, taking in full advantage of this one, while the 66, Aradis 66, she tries to hold off the full throttle assault run coming right behind him. You got 3 drivers going for a 3-wide slope, battling it in. Warren Young having to go below the apron to try to stay out of the way. Trouble for Matthew Hofford, though. Caution's back on out. And the struggles and pressures continue for the drivers as they just try to figure out how to handle these things and try to keep their way out of trouble zone. But it seems as though no matter what they do, they keep finding trouble. So we'll take it to the chopper cam here because there's just so much madness to go with. We have our eye on Hofford once again. We'll see right here what happened. Keeney. Oh my. Well, that got a little crazy there. That was not something you would have expected there. Keeney did get into the back of him there, though, unfortunately. That was kind of at the side of him, I should say, not the back of him. As they were coming around that turn. Let's take a look at it. I don't even know if Hofford's got any more instant repairs left. I think he allowed 3 of them here tonight. You use them up, you used them up. Sidney Taylor and Robert Kahn were backing off there, so was Hofford, and then Keeney just kind of drive right up and looked like maybe the tires just all of a sudden stopped on one side and the others just kept spinning, and that's how it worked out for him. That's a tough break there, to say the least here. Well, we're still gonna stay under a flow and try to get this one fired back away. Well, I think we'll be back at about 13 or 14 laps remaining on the go here. So Chantel Throttle Puddle will be a race leader, which, I mean, it's out on a plate track. Usually that's usually a bad thing, but I mean, in her case, it might be a good thing because, I mean, she gets to start how she wants to with that green flag popping out. But Wally Babb and Nick Kern, man, they've been bad fast on those restarts. They are one to come at you quickly and come at you fast if you're not careful. And Keeney will move up a few positions because of that little situation there. This will be a bit of an interesting time here for the drivers right now because they've got to figure out a way to try to micromanage and get out of the trouble zones they've been at here. And Bobby Kahn saying, I still have one left, Crucy. For crying out loud. I thought you forgot that nickname already. For those at home that are wondering why he says Crucy, that's because back when we were on Heat, they made the old joke when I was racing out there, and they were actually the ones commentating. They used to call me Crucy for my nickname being the Crusader. They decided to give me a little shortened version of it in their eyes. to the field. Gonna try to hopefully get this thing filled back on down and get it ready to go. Been complete and utter madness here tonight. Been a crazy situation here too. These drivers have definitely been doing their fair share though when it comes to having at it. And Bobby Khan saying negative Ghost Rider, very funny. Yeah, that's from Bobby Khan there in the comment section. So don't worry, we're still here, folks. We're just kind of preparing up for this next little run down here. I believe the pace lights are popping up on that pace car. They are indeed, which means one thing: we're going back to the green. And this might be an interesting little situation here. It looks like they're going to go to a single file restart. Now, I gotta believe that is because of the madness and chaos that's been happening all night long here tonight. I gotta believe they're probably wanting to try to get that away from doing that any more than it's happening. They don't want any more issues or concerns here, especially with what they have left on the instant repairs. And with this only being about 14 laps left to go on the restart, yeah, you just know that when our caution pops up, they're just going to shrink it down to literally a green-white checker. And the one thing we know about shootouts, they can get gnarly and they can get very, very crazy. They will march them down the back straightaway, folks. We're getting ready to go back to the green flag. How will they handle the nerves? How will they handle the situation here? That remains to be the question. My question is, can they last out and get this one finished out in a good timely manner? Hard to say, but right now I can say these guys and gals have definitely been putting their all to good use and putting their work to the fair shake of this. But with this being another restart here, will this be the last one of the night? There's been 4 so far. Is this the last one we hope? We'll find out here as they lean them down onto the front straightaway one more time. Pace car comes off this time by. Single file restart. Hopefully this kind of declutters and stops the craziness out of the start anyway and gives them at least a couple laps to get them going. We'll see though. They have to all line up in perfectly good position and try to hold for the best. Coming up on the restart zone, the pushing limits restart zone, pushing up closer to it. There's the green, they see it, they're going up and fighting them out. We're under green, we're green flag racing. Chantel, strong run out of the start, but the problem is that draft is just going to come right up on them quickly. Kahn and Kern right now leading in, finally battling back out. Here comes Kahn on the inside now. Kern looking to make some charging up to the front. Kahn with the full throttle assault, pushing fast, pushing quick. Wally Babb though right in between, 3 wide salute. Oh, no, no, no! Oh my! And I'm not gonna lie, I'm not even sure how the heck Chantel's rear end did not just spin her completely out. She lost the wing of all things. Unfortunately though, Warren Young's night might be done and over with, and Kahn had to back off quickly there. I think he was just trying to keep away from destroying anything there. Oh boy, it's just madness all around. This stuff just does not end, does it? Take a look at it from another angle. Wally Babb's going to go right on the outside, trying to hammer it down. Chantel's trying to avoid Kahn. And Kahn gets a piece of it for his trouble. Oh, man. Ouch. That must not have felt too good. Who was that hit him there? I want to know. That was a hard lick, man. He got smacked really hard there. Oh, I think it was Cindy the Closer Taylor that got him there. Oh, my. Well, we'll find out here with another look at this one from the cockpit view here of Cindy. Like I said, man, this is just a risky run. You just have to try to hold your line down in. Well, it wasn't Cindy actually that tagged him. I couldn't tell who's tagged him there. Someone tagged him, we know that much, but who tagged him? Well, we're taking a look here. I know we're still kind of under the PTM Instant Replay banner here, but just trying to figure out who got him exactly here before I go any further. Okay, I think we got a good idea who it was now. Taking a look at it from our angle. Oh, it looks like it was Warren Young. Yep, it was definitely indeed Warren Young that got him there. Trying to avoid the wreckage instead, he gets himself caught up in it. Here's one last look at this one from another angle here. You can just see he's just trying to avoid problems there. He actually still gets a tag there though at a Wallybab, and unfortunately damage done up pretty badly there on Warren Young, and I think he just decided to park it here tonight. Wow. Well, things just get crazier and crazier around here, folks. And Chantel, honestly, she's staying out right now. I don't even think she realizes the wing is gone on that thing. That thing's not going to be easy to control without a wing on that back end. You need that spoiler to help out, kind of keep the car under low pressure with the downforce here. I think she's maybe waiting for the pit stop to come out, but I don't know if pit road opened up that last time by or not. Is she really thinking about being crazy here and actually going for the full length, or maybe she doesn't have any pit stops or instant repairs left? Then, yikes. That is not a good sign by any means. If you're a driver, you know that's being a lot of trouble and a lot more headaches for you if you're not careful. I mean, these drivers, though, have definitely played in a pretty good battle, a pretty good show for the most part when they got it going, but I think there's a reason why most fans agree we should never put these things on a plate track. Although, now that I think about it, we did put the, what did we do? We put the IROC cars here, didn't we? We put them on IROC, or like the Daytona prototypes, those RXs for Fast and Fun, didn't we? I know the Man Beast was joining us in a little earlier. William, if you're still with us here, dude, let me know. Did we put those things on iRacing Superspeedway, but did we put them on Talladega? I forget. I know we did Daytona. I just don't remember if we did Talladega or not. No word on the 5 if she has any instant repairs left. I would presume not so much now if she's not going into pit road, because right now they're going to be pretty much in a full length capacity. This could be a dangerous moment here, though. That 5 is going to have to be very, very cautious on the speed and control there, because it's not going to get a lot of power under the hood, and honestly, it might actually hurt her a little more than she realizes if she's not careful. And lights pop up on the pace car. Single file restart. Nick Kern will lead the way and show them how to play. A lot of drivers completely butchered out of this one, though. Wallybab getting back out on the track here. He still has his wing. Todd Tuff's trying to get out there quickly and get back up there. Stanley Bottle, surprisingly, actually, back on the lead lap now. Might have a shot, actually. It's getting his first career win here if he can actually pull up some speed here. That'd be impressive if he can do that. I don't know. I'm going to say this. He's my wild card right now. The guy I think, though, that honestly has the best chance of winning is going to either go to Tom Lanier or Nick Kern, in my opinion. Now, hear me out. Tom Lanier, throughout this event, has been pretty consistent on his runs and his speeds, and he's been very aware of where he's at and staying out of trouble. Whereas Nick Kern, I don't think I need to really say much else other than he's a proven commodity and can definitely hold his speed and his power under the hood. But, you know, again, does that translate to success? Well, there's only really one way to find out here. Jerome Keeney stopped on the front straightaway here after pit road, and looks like he's just going to park it there and put it into the pit road there. Wallybab going around, trying to get his lap back. He's just going to try to charge it off quickly and hurry. The goodness for him is pretty much now that these guys are going to go on the green flag, he's pretty much probably have a little shot at actually catching them when they go into turn 1 and 2. Oh, wait a minute. Whoa, 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 whoa. Hold on just a minute. I think that right rear might actually... He's got problems. He's got a major problem. Left front is left off the ground. Right rear is giant, is destroyed on the back end. The spindle is not working. He's only got two-wheel drive, basically. That thing is destroyed. Oh, my. Well, here we go. This is going to tell the tale. 10 laps to go at Talladega. Must I say more? Run them down, run them through the field. Let's see who is going to be the man or the woman to win this one out. Remember, Cindy the Closer Taylor, she's been involved in quite a bit of issues earlier on, but now she's in a good chance to possibly put this one back out in the wraps here as they go green flag flying back high in the air. Chantel already going up high side, trying to just save the car and trying to stay out of trouble. She knows the only thing left she can do is just draft and hope for the best. And she's going to do just that here, and hoping for any shot she can. But the problem is she's got some fast cars coming up on her. Coming up on the outside line. Maybe she doesn't need that wing after all. It actually might be working a little bit for her. Well, I'd say that now, but here comes Matthew Hoffert. Right up on the inside zone, trying to make a move around her, trying to get out of that spot. She knows that wing is gone, and it's hurting her more than anything. The rattlesnake, though, Robert Kahn. He just seems to love running plate tracks because he doesn't know how anything to do else but get some speed and get some power under the hood. The 21 leads it down, fights it out here with Nick earned the 69. Nick trying to hold him down, trying to keep him away. Here comes Matthew Hoffert as well. They're up onto the middle section now, putting a little bit of speed to use. It is a four-car battle here. Draft lines are going to be put to the test and put to the challenge. Who is going to be able to hold them in and hold this one down? They are doing everything they can to do that and then some. To the chopper, can we go? And how about this? Stanley Bottle. Oh, what is he doing? He backed off the throttle. Stanley, what are you doing, dude? Don't give up. Keep pushing, my man. Keep pushing. Stay with them. Tom Lanier getting into a bit of a crash there. His night is all but over. Unfortunately, a tough break there for Tom. And maybe the shocker of all shockers, no wing, no trouble. The 5 still in this. Starring on that draft, trying to hope for the absolute best. I swear, she wins this with no wing. That is going to just be impressive driving and just something I don't think I've ever seen before in a Formula One car, much less any of these Dallaras. But she seems to be making it work right now. Offer trying to get an opening here, maybe looking for a run on the outside line to go 3 wide there with Kahn and Cindy. Both drivers in it to win it. They are not going to give an inch to each other. They know that much. Running off there now on the outside. Hoffert thought he might have had a shot at it. Didn't quite get the run. Stanley Pottle and Dustin Slonaker kind of following in, trying to drafting off one another. I think they're just setting up for the big move. If they're setting it up, they're definitely being very consistent, very cautious about it. The big move being they can make the pass on the outside or the inside whenever they feel like it. But that is, again, if these guys or gals up front get into a little bit of a sticky situation here. 6 to go. This is where things are going to get hot and heated. This is where you really start to question, when do you make the move and when do you make the pass? Because, again, if you got someone in front of you or someone behind you, you're just wanting to make any charge you can. Try to push a little bit more under the heaters, under the headers. Here comes Kahn on the outside yet again. But this time he manages to get a little help from Hoffer to push him up front and into the spot. Here we go. Curran on the bottom. The Skull 69 trying to hold off that Energizer battery number 21 Havoline machine. Both drivers absolutely playing into each other's strengths. Almost colliding there a little bit on that front straightaway. Both drivers keeping it out of trouble zone. Final 5 to go. Flagman holds up high 5 in the air. Here that means we've only got 5 left here to perform. Chantel, the throttle bottle, still with no wing, no troubles, just holding on by the hairs of that draft line. And maybe the other battles in between. Hoffer trying to get a win in. He has a victory here in Talladega already this year. He won it back in the Xfinity Series up at the Metal. Will he get one here tonight in Pushing Limits Racing League? He's doing everything he can to do that, and then some. While Cindy, the Closer Taylor, leads him on from the front straightaway in the inside zone. Cindy Alba just trying to put the NASA machine up ahead, trying to get one more victory at Talladega. Her brother Keith won here last time in those 87 Chevrolet and Monte Carlos and the 87 Thunderbirds. Will we get another repeat of that story here? Will we see another shot at that? Ooh, they'll have 3 to remain, and when they get to the 1 to go, there will be no more cautions. I believe 2 to go means no more cautions in general. Lining them up here, you can see the 5 looking for some help, looking for a chance of making something work. They're getting pretty close, though. They got to be careful about that. They're getting a little bit too fast on it. Kern's opened the door up there on the inside. Outside he goes there, moves it right up into Kern. Trying to block him in, trying to keep it out of that way. 3 wide, salute for the race lead. That's not what they want to see. They want to try to get out of that quickly. Khan into the wall a little bit, trying to avoid trouble. Taylor doing everything she can to hang in there. She's on the bottom run. Got a little bit of a run down there. White flag pops out, then just 2 laps. There is 2 to go. We bring the green out, flag it around. That means there will be 1 to go this next go around. They got to get to it. Flag holds up. We'll trade it in for the white. While Kern right now tries to get a little jump start on the outside. Cindy makes it work there on the bottom. Full throttle attack there in the NASA machine, and she works it around. Now it is Hofford who needs to try to push and shove a little bit to get around. Oh, Nick Kern goes for the ride there on the back straightaway. I think he finally got toe tapped there by Khan, and Khan just had nothing he can do but just kind of help work with it in. That's definitely play track racing for you sometimes. But we're coming to the white flag now. Here we go. Green traded in. White comes out. Who's going to get the win here? Who's going to take full advantage of this one? We may see a photo finish and a drag race at the end, or we may see a big one come up. They've got to be careful. The 28 of Matthew Hofford looking maybe for one last slingshot maneuver. Here it comes, outside line. Chantel looking to try to get a run off on it, maybe make one last big move to get this one in. Caught on the outside, 3 wide, so they go. They'll charge them around. Looking for an opening, looking for a position here. Khan makes the big move and the big jump around for the race lead. Almost getting out there by Hofford. City almost getting him as well. They're coming to the finish. It's going to be a dead heat. 3 wide salute for the race lead. Coming to the finish line. And it's going to be Robert Kahn by less than a car length to get the win by half of this. Holy smokes. Hofford gets the tag at the end, but he manages to still walk away third. What a finish. 300ths of a second, less than half a car length. I meant to say there in the chaos and pandemonium. And Khan destroys it, but thankfully for him, he gets it across the finish line first and will win at Talladega in the Dallaras race. Wow. Can't say craziness without driving at Talladega sometimes. What a race and what a day this has been, my friends. Holy cow. Robert Kahn's going to drive that thing, so I would presume, somewhere to victory lane. Oh, no, he's going to try some donuts. There you go. I was wondering if he was going to be able to do any of those. Your race results now popping up on your screen here. Pushing Limits Racing League final results pop up. There it is. 300ths of a second, 29 thousandths of a second. Cindy the Closer Taylor falls victim to Robert Kahn once again. Hoffert coming away third. Fourth goes to Chantel Throttle Bottle. I remind you, with no wing coming out somehow to surprise the crowd here. And fifth going to Dustin Sornenko with a strong showing for him. Great to see him finally get that car dialed back in. Jeffrey Todd Tufts has a pretty good run going his way as of late. He might just be starting to get things dialed in again. And then their lap down drivers, unfortunately, Nick Kern getting caught up there from Kahn. 8th to Stanley Pottle, 9th to Tom Lanier, and Wally Babb finishing 10th to round out the field there. What a night it has been. What a race this has been. And now there's only one thing left to do. It's time to send it down and talk with our drivers, talk with the field. Our third place finisher, Matthew Hofford, we're currently waiting on at the moment. We'll see if he joins me here in a little bit here on the telecast here. Shouldn't have to wait too long if we will get any word from him. Crazy racing and crazy action here, though. So right now for Hoffer. There he is. He joins me now here into the booth here. And Matthew Hoffer, congratulations on third place finish here tonight. I know it was definitely a bit of a crazy race there for you and your team, but managing to still stay strong to the very end there, my friend. Hoffer, you got a copy, bud? Does he always have mic troubles around here? There, you got us now, bud? He's probably listening from the chat here on our end. All right, hold on a minute. Let's see if we can get him to come in this time. Hoffy, you got us now? Man, he really has got to get that mic worked around here, doesn't he? Okay, hold on a minute.
Can't hear you, man. Can't hear you.
That's okay. We got a backup plan for that. Hold on a minute here, folks. See if maybe that helps us a little bit here. I think it's only one of the only times I have to actually get on the call line and actually get these guys to pop in. All right, Matthew Hoffer, you got a copy now, sir?
Yes.
Well, at least we figured a way to talk with you here. Hey, congratulations on third place finish here tonight, and you and your team definitely had to hold that one out to the end. Tell me, how crazy was that on that last bit of run there as you were coming to the line there with Robert Kahn and them?
Holy moly! I did not think I was about to get the third. That was a race. That was better than last season. That was something else.
I was about to say, it came around that turn 2 there, and you made the move on Cindy Taylor, and then, Robert Kahn decides to go 3 wide and charge it off you there. I got to believe that might have hurt both of you drivers there, but he ended up taking that away from you. If you had any other chance to get around him again, would you have tried to do it?
Definitely. The way you get runs with these cars, I've seen him coming in the mirror, so I swooped up to the outside of Cindy, and I seen Archon go to the outside of me. So if I had another chance, I'd try to take the outside on him again. Probably get another good run, but third place is a good place.
It is indeed, my friend. You're coming away with that spot here. I got to ask you, man, who got you here and who do you want to thank?
Pushing Limits Racing League, everyone that ran tonight, everyone watching at home, PTM Racing TV for the broadcasting. We'll thank everybody. It's always a good time, and looking forward to next week.
For sure there. Nevertheless, Hoffer, congratulations, man. What a great finish and a good run for you here, finishing third.
Thanks, man.
Ladies and gentlemen, third place finisher here tonight, Matthew Hoffer, coming away with that third place finish here. Second place finisher tonight, Cindy the Closer Taylor. She does not talk with us anymore, as we've been told before and we've said before here on the show. So we'll give her the little Q&A here. Thank you, congratulations to her there, and a solid race there to say the least for her and her team. And right now we're waiting on Robert Kahn. See if he will be joining us here in just a minute. He is your race winner here tonight. Pulling pretty much the upset of the night, if you will. Having to pull off that one here. We'll give him a few seconds here before we call this one a night. But race fans, if you are tuning out here, thanks again so much for tuning in. We always love you and appreciate everything you guys give to us. Certainly wish and hope you the best wishes and travels around here. Hopefully we will catch more of you as time goes on around here, and hopefully we'll see a little bit more action from our drivers. But of course, we have one big race coming up tomorrow night. which we will discuss there with Pocono Raceway, that being with Fast and Fun Champion Power Equipment Series. You'll definitely see a bit of a battle going on there, and maybe a little bit of a rivalry between two drivers. More on that tomorrow night as we come off the cruxes of Nashville Superspeedway. The playoffs are coming to an end soon. Who will be the victor there? We will find out in due time. But race fans, this one's going to get called tonight. From the bottom of our hearts here at P-Team Racing TV, we can't thank you guys enough for all the support and everything. Thank you so much to Pushing Limits Racing League for having us come on out. For all of us here, though, we appreciate you, we love you, and we certainly hope you'll join us again next time when the green flag flies right here on the show. But for now, be safe. God bless. Take care. I love you guys. See you next time when the green flag flies.